Hey Nymfam, welcome back to a brand new team selection video. Before I get stuck into my team ahead of Gameweek 32 in this video, I just wanted to say a big thank you for all of your messages on Twitter last night. You'll see why in my review in just a moment, so I'll go into it a little bit more there. But feeling much better today, and that's all down to my Nymfam and all of the support you guys gave me yesterday. If you're loving the content, then please do drop a like. As always, it would be absolutely great to hit 60 likes on this video. Do pop me a comment below. How has FPL affected you this season? Are you someone who's easily brushing it off, or are you someone who lets it get you down? We're all human, so let me know either way in the comments below because it really interests me. Lastly, if you're new to the channel, then please do subscribe. You're really helping me out. Okay, let's review this disaster. The game week's not over yet. As you'll see with Rammers, we have seen pictures of him training, and with Spurs doing so well yesterday, I could see him getting rushed back into the team. I need him for Arsenal defensive cover as I don't have White or Tierney. However, I'm hoping he's not getting rushed back too soon at this point because I really do want a Rammers who's on the top of his game rather than a subpar one coming back off of injury. Okay, when you look at this defence, you may be thinking, what is she chatting about? Why is she getting upset? How badly could her team have done if her defence looks like this? And you'd be right, this defence was amazing. Cancelo came in for Trent and got a clean sheet. Robbo followed suit, and despite Rudiger conceding 4 goals, he did get a goal, effectively meaning he got me clean sheet points. It's not really about the transfers I made, it's about how I made them and the hits I took for them, so I'll chat about that in just a bit more in a moment. This is where things got a little bit silly for me. Gordon came in for Ramsey for a hit, didn't start, currently 4 points down there on that move. Does have one more fixture to come, so let's see on him. Saka, again, seen in training, so need a bit of a masterclass from him, although he is highly owned at this point, so not sure it will help massively. Barnes should have been Maddison 2 game weeks ago. Yeah, that 50-50 just hasn't paid off at all. Kulusevski grabbed me an assist and 1 bonus point for 6 points. Needed something from that match with no Son or Doherty in my team. Salah was a captaincy blank. That didn't set the tone well for the rest of the game week, seeing as it was the early fixture on the Saturday. Not fun at all. Moving forward, didn't want Weghorst. Got Weghorst. Hopefully he has something other than negative points in his locker for us against Everton, because I never want to see this guy again, otherwise he has trolled us significantly this season. And Kane tried his best to get more than just 1 assist in the 5-1 clattering of Newcastle, but just didn't, unfortunately. Okay, so let's talk this out. All of that means I'm on 38 points, so 30 with a -8 hit. A massive red arrow. All of it is my own doing, placing me at 96,130k, almost back out of the 100k club, which is really disappointing considering how hard I've worked to get into it. Let me explain to you guys why this has got to me so much beyond the massive rank drop. So I've had horror weeks this season, as you guys will know. You followed me all season. There's been bad luck. Luckily they haven't been quite as bad as this, but still they've hurt. The main reason this game week has got to me so much is because this drop is all of my own making. It's not stupid 50-50 calls or somebody being benched when they shouldn't have been, or missing out because they shouldn't have been, really all because of the way I've made these transfers. I haven't actually done badly in terms of the transfers themselves. In fact, a direct comparison to selling a non-playing Trent and Jimenez and Ramsey with 2 points for a clean sheet in Cancelo, and hopefully is something a little better to come from Weghorst and Gordon, then you know that bit just really is what it is. The main fact is I didn't need to do it. Let me explain why. When I heard that Trent was possibly out, I wanted to get Laporte in and at least have him as my City cover in defence. I was 0.1 off Jimenez to Weghorst and Kilman to Laporte for a -4, so I looked at places I could get that 0.1 million. Ramsey to Gordon, who had a double game week, or at least I thought he would, seemed like a good switch, but it would be for a -8, and I didn't want to lose Trent really. So I did the Jimenez to Weghorst move and waited until the last minute for Trent news. I heard he was benched with 2 minutes to go to the deadline. Just 2 minutes. I won't lie, I panicked. All of my potential plans went out the window. To get Laporte in for a -8 was the easiest thing to do. It meant benching Trent. I should have just done it. But suddenly I felt really scared of Cancelo for some reason out of nowhere. So I switched Trent out for Cancelo. Now I know a lot of people did this. It doesn't necessarily on the face of it feel like it was a massively bad switch. But it's that decision that set about a chain of bad events for me. Apart from now no longer having Trent, who I know I will want back and not really sure now how I get him back, it meant that by getting Cancelo and Gordon, I benched Davies, who scored and has 8 points on my bench. It also meant that without these moves, I would have likely played Trent, meaning that Tony would have come in for him. So in summary, the -8 and the players in weren't really the problem. It was more what it meant that I lost in terms of doing those moves. So it meant I missed out on Davies' points and I missed out on Tony's points. And with that, when I add the -8, I'm at 20-point loss. And now without Trent in my team, as I say, with no easy way to get him back. It's that that's hit me really hard. And the fact that usually, if things go really badly in a game week, I have a plan and know how to get back on track. As a content creator, you feel so much pressure, to do well. You feel like you need to get these great seasons under your belt so people will really take notice of you. And the last few seasons, I haven't really had that because I had a lot of personal stuff going on. So in front of you guys, I haven't done massively well. Whereas in previous seasons before I was content creating, I've had some great finishes, but in front of you guys, haven't done massively well. Usually I finish incredibly well in a season because I can plan. I'm dyslexic, so having a plan really helps me. Seeing it all down in front of me, having an idea of which transfers I'm going to do, even if I don't end up doing them, it gives me a roadmap of where to go, and my brain really likes that. But with not knowing the fixtures at the moment, it's been absolutely impossible to have any plan. And then we're finding out these last minute, benchings or people not playing because of reasons. And I'm just panicking and making stuff up as I go, which is not how I play at all. So yesterday, it just all got a bit too much. Honestly, it really did. Thankfully, I'm better at brushing it all off now than I was last season and the season before, and with the help of you guys as well on Twitter, gaining some perspective. I know we've all been there at the end of the day. It is only a game. So with all of that, I guess I should have a look ahead to my Gameweek 32 team, take this one on the chin and move on. To be honest, after this game week, I'm very tempted not to do anything. This is my current bust team. It doesn't look terrible. There's nothing that I currently see I have to do or anybody I desperately want except for Trent. And at the moment, with having Cancelo and having Robertson, I would need to decide which one of those two would go, so I think for the moment they stay as they are. I think I'm working towards a bench boost in Game Week 33, but there's been some noise that we may get the rest of the fixtures this week, so that may sway me to a bench boost in Game Week 36 if I can plan towards it. Would much rather be able to get a few more double game week players potentially for that bench boost in game week 36 than the potential double game week in 33. However, I do have a nice team in order to bench boost in game week 33. But considering all of this, by rolling and with 2.3 million in the bank, it leaves me open to lots of options. If I end up bench boosting, I'll look to out Kilman and Gordon, then for free for Charles, Laporte or White, and Maddison and Martinelli, and then decide if to take a -4 for Tony out depending on his West Ham performance. So rolling this week really does allow me to do that. It also means that if I'm deciding not to bench boost in game week 33, I can look to move Cancelo back to Trent, hopefully with enough money in the bank then to turn Kilman into Laporte. And maybe, just maybe, if I got a little bit of change, there might be enough to move Davies to Doherty. or be a future move because he's looking very dangerous. I'm not sure that Davies is going to be able to match him week for week at the moment, looking at yesterday's performance. The other thing by rolling, if I decide that I can live without Trent for a bit longer, or I don't really need Laporte right now, it means that maybe with my 2 transfers next game week, if I'm going to work towards a bench boost in game week 36, I can switch to Bravka to a goalkeeper who should be doubling in that week, and then roll a transfer and give myself more transfers out the other side. So basically what it does is it just allows me a lot of options, and to be honest, I'm not really sure even who to play in this bus team at the moment. I mean, should I really be benching Davies? Kilman seems to be playing again. Gordon has Man United, who hasn't really looked fantastic. I think maybe seeing him during the week will maybe swing me on whether or not I should be playing him. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not even sure who I should be benching this week. So for me, it just feels like a natural roll and then reassess again after next game week and with these midweek fixtures under our belt as well. And you know what? After spending a -8 and it not coming off, it just feels like, yeah, it feels like retreat right now, and I'm happy. I'm happy to do that right now. I'm happy to go back to my cave and wait out a game week and then decide whether or not I can be brave again. Captaincy will be on Kane. I know lots are considering Salah for Son or KDB this game week. I'm really struggling with that, given that Poole are still in the title race and Salah put a goal and an assist past Man City in the reverse fixture this season. So he'll still even be a good captaincy shout, let alone having him in your team. So selling, I think, could be potentially risky. But let's see if the midweek fixtures sway us any more on that. He's a keep for me right now. I'll definitely have him for the Man City game and then reassess. It'll just be whether or not to captain him or Kane. Brave, I know, to go with Salah against Man City over Kane against Aston Villa, but it's on Kane for now and it'll likely stay there. As I say, I just feel like I need to run back to safety this game week after everything going so wrong in game week 31. And hey, there is still time to turn it around. I think the main issue I have with my game week 31 team currently is that most of the people I'm expecting to do well are highly owned already, so are not really going to save my rank, and the likes of and Gordon being in my team at the moment isn't filling me with much confidence in order to turn my game week around. But stranger things have happened and I'm putting good vibes out in the universe to hope that they do. Looking at the early trending transfers, interesting to see Tony coming in. He's in my team already. Had a little sneaky feeling that he might get something against Chelsea, but not enough to really sway me enough to start him, unfortunately. But yeah, I can see why people are bringing him in, although he doesn't double in game week 33, so that's interesting. People going with form over fixtures on that one. Maddison, yeah, he's been brilliant. He's outscored Barnes, so yeah, you can't say fairer than that, really. Jota, interesting. Not sure how much he'll get rotated now. Love Jota, as you guys know. Sad to not have him in my team. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much game time he gets going forward. Bowen is back. He was back with a bang on the weekend. I have the exact cash right now to turn Gordon into Bowen, and I'm extremely tempted. And I think it could be the only move that would sway me this game week in terms of like transfers. Like if I was going to do a transfer this game week, I think that would be the only one that would sway me. And then Son, of course. The Kane, Son, Kulusevski debate is going to go on till the end of the season. Right now, Son is winning it the last 2 game weeks, so really got to hope that it switches back to Kane and Kulusevski for me. Otherwise, I could be in serious trouble for the rest of the season. Moving on to the outs, Coutinho, yeah, he really does seem to have fallen off a cliff since that double game week haul. Be interesting to see if he can turn things around. Brozier, a lot of people selling. Of course, he does have the double game week in 33, so it'll be interesting to see whether people will go back to him for that. Salah, interesting. Obviously, Salah to Son is a popular move. We've just discussed it in my captaincy section. Not for me right now. Obviously, I do have 3 Spurs, so it's not quite as easy for me anyway. However, if I do roll, I will have 2 free transfers. It's something I could consider, but yeah, selling Salah always seems quite scary to me unless he's not in the country or not playing. Jimenez obviously got his red card, so absolutely you can understand why that's happening. And Bernardo, well, not sure who was still holding on to him anyway. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. I should be back on Friday with a deadline stream. But for now, please check out the sponsors of this video, Fantasy Football Fit. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, Nymfria out. Thanks, guys, for all of your help. It really does mean a lot to me.